What's going on, everyone? We got some more updated information about the PSN hacking going on, and apparently there's some more people getting an exploit going on, same stuff, but we got some more updated information from Colin as well. So we're going to take a look at that, and we're going to take a look at what Rob Thanatos has to say here. When it comes to security, I think that's something that's obviously very important, so I'll make sure to fight for people's security to make sure this video gets promoted as well, so that and do this so that they can get promoted as well, so that we can make Sony aware that there's a issue going on from the inside and they need to get it fixed. It's not something that's cool. This is a big problem, and we want to talk about what's the biggest problem. To me, this has been one lately. So another OG account lost by PlayStation support giveaway team. Something seriously needs to be checked on when it comes to the PlayStation support giveaway team right here, as we're seeing right here. This is a huge problem. I feel like they need to do a sweep in there and check out everything, because something weird is going on big time. So let's go ahead and go to this post right here and see what she has to say. Premium member right here. PlayStation account got hacked after 10 plus years of people trying. Damn. The hell she do? Finally saying bye to PlayStation. We'll be moving to Steam officially. I love everyone in trophies. Keep up the good work. So still being a nice person. Hopefully she gets her stuff back. I think if she does, she's definitely going to probably get back on it, but there's something wrong with Steam. Steam is good and secure. Full story. PlayStation account got hacked and literally can't get it back. Just get security concerns response over and over. Apparently something happened recently where now it's super easy for someone to get into your account. And remember what I told you guys, there's a remedy for that. You got to put on the passkey to avoid all this. But if you're still trying two-factor authentication and password, somehow these morons are allowing them to themselves to be convinced in the support team or something shady's going on, to where they remove the two-factor and a password. But for thumb keys, they're like, why would you have a problem putting your thumb key somewhere? You know what I mean? It's like, no. I had two-factor authenticator app in everything. Also, be careful with PSN app on a phone. If somebody's trying to target your phone, they'll try to mimic login with bot spam, all that type of stuff. Keep Bitdefender on there, or Malwarebytes, along with a VPN like Proton VPN or something. That stuff is really good. Or get the Bitdefender VPN together with the Bitdefender antivirus. It helps out big time. Had my email, and make sure to check your apps if you're not on Apple. Had my email spammed right after it was done with 500 different newsletters. That's phishing. So they don't have phishing protection. You need to have ransomware protection. You need to have web threat protection through an antivirus. That's what's going on. Guard your email. Kind of just accepting it's time to move on from PlayStation. Had some thoughts about doing it recently anyway, they said. Maybe I will get it back, but I doubt it. Keep fighting for that. Somebody has to reach out and help this person. That sucks. They shouldn't be bullied off to go somewhere else because they can't get their stuff away. Only losers do that. It's like, to get out of here, you're a scumbag. Why do you need somebody else's progress or work? Can't do it your own? Sounds like a insecure moron. Unlinked all third-party stuff, Ubisoft, Epic, etc. I suppose if I had to guess how, it'd be someone socially engineering support. It'd be someone socially engineering support. If anyone was wondering how, may still lurk around. Love. And then she winks. So this is Mortal, who's inactive now. It's a premium member. Kind of sad stuff. Somebody should reach out to the person and try to help them. They said, I mean, the Mortal guy, I feel sad for him. The owner was my friend's friend, but he just bought the account himself. But Rob Thanatos, didn't you also buy your GTA 5 account of CKES mods? Not sure what you mean by GTA 5 account, they're saying. So I'm not getting into that too much. We want to look into that. So this is a problem. You know what I mean? It's like, whoa. And that's why I tell people that, yeah, getting the thumbprint activation definitely makes it 100% much better. But two-factor authentication for password, apparently there's a problem going on with that, and we need to get stuff like that. But this video, like, comment, and subscribe if you guys want to become a member. Become a member for $3. I appreciate that. And get this liked and get it up and out there as much as possible, because we need this type of stuff to be in front of Sony's face. Here goes the next person before we get to Colin, because he has an update here as well. This person was basically saying she has a brother, or her brother, that what he did is, this will be a bit of a thread, but I go into some stuff, so bear with me. This is her brother, and apparently he called Sony customer support and was able to get into her account. Let's read this. This will be a bit of a thread, but I'll get into some stuff, so bear with me. Off the back of the very public breach of pretty much Colin right here, PlayStation's network account, I've been doing a lot of research into this topic, such as who attacks these accounts, why they do it, and how they go about gaining access. The TLDR is that unfortunately PlayStation very clearly employs some of the cheapest support agents possible in random parts of the world where this label is cheap and the agent may not speak your language very well. They do not enforce certain security processes or procedures on those support agents, and it has left them with a gaping security hole, I'd say, in their support system that is unfortunately very easy to exploit. There's no way they don't know this, and there is no way they have not known this was an issue for a significant amount of time. Well, that's a scumbag move by Sony then. The hell's going on with that? That needs to be fixed. And he says, Pancho says, I'll go with probably the most interesting part next. With the permission of my sister and with her literally sitting in the room with me, I was able to breach her PSN account, change the email address and password. See, password, there we go with that again. And take full control of it simply by contacting Sony support. Obviously, I'm not going to publicly say exactly how I did this, but one of the pieces of information I needed was some details of a recent purchase on the account. Support chat image shared below. To do this was worryingly easy, and it took very little time. Yeah, that's terrible. Sorry, you got to do something about that for people. Once I got through to a human on the support chat, it took around 30 minutes, and I did not need her PSN password. What is this? You're supposed to be the second biggest gaming company in the world behind Nintendo for like monthly active users, and then Steam as well, like all three of them. No, card details or any specific private information. I've shared all of the evidence with a few people in the know. And if they want to vouch for the authenticity under the post, they are welcome to, but I won't tag them. Sony needs to make immediate changes that not only secure people's accounts, but give those who have lost access a reliable and fast way to get them back. The last part is important. That's why I like Google's two-factor authentication. When you sign in or do anything, it says, is this you? And you have to hit yes on the phone and stuff like that. That stuff is amazing. Or like I said, Sony added a passkey this year, so that definitely helps out as well. The last part is important. Currently, those who breach accounts have a method of getting them banned over and over again once returned to the owner, using this to hold the account to ransom against the original owner. Sure, a transaction recently was, another one would have been, both were made, as we see right there. As for the other things I mentioned at the top of this thread, I shared everything I've discovered about Colin's account breach over the last few days with people at Last Stand Media. I know they have an episode of Sacred Symbols coming out tomorrow that I believe will cover the event extensively, which we know happened. So I don't want to share any more yet and take away from that episode. Once it's out, I will post a reply to this thread covering everything I found without giving away certain specifics unless I have Colin's explicit permission. Happy to answer any questions, but I will let you know if you're asking for information I can't share at this stage. So this right here is insane. And this says a lot about what Sony needs to change and get ready for the PS6 generation. And immediately starting right now, Sony, you have to do this. And you need to scrap all of that and don't be cheap. Definitely make more money than ever combined through all the other generations. And everything is fine over there when it comes to profit. You need to seriously wipe all that out and get your security up big time. Like Microsoft has their security. Like Apple has their security. You see what I mean? At least in the Xbox world, Microsoft still has some security problems. Let's not give them full credit, but Apple security is amazing. Nintendo security is better. They will not allow no crap like that. Valve will not allow no crap like that. This needs to be looked into deeply, and it needs to be remedied immediately. We're not done here. So Colin has an update here, but as you guys see right here, this is where the PlayStation support. She says, I'm afraid of hackers. If a hacker calls customer support and they know my PSN email, can they get access to my account? Support says, take into account that we are compromised with the security of our accounts. From our side, the hacker will not make any changes because we can determine when a hacker is trying to get access to an account. But what's going on though? That's why I said, so that was an effing lie, as the meme right there, which we know. Interesting stuff. So Colin says, On the 20th, an update. I'm sorry I've been quiet, but I've spent the last couple of days learning as much as I can about PSN account theft, how long it's been happening, why people are being affected, and so on. I've likewise exchanged a ton of emails with and spoken extensively on the phone with multiple high-ranking people at Sony in different departments over a series of lengthy calls. I want to sincerely thank them for listening, asking great questions, being thorough, and thoughtful, and doing everything they can to help. I owe them a lot, and it's through their efforts that I hope we will see action. On the next episode of Sacred Symbols, I will go deep into what we've learned, and because it's so important, we will make this episode free for all upon release this Friday. The reality, as far as we can tell, is that the PSN is extremely vulnerable to so-called social engineering, using completely mundane information like what you'll find on a Walmart or Target receipt. If that combined with nothing more than an email address and using those details to hijack innocent people's accounts via call center customer service representatives. This technique completely circumvents not only your password, but your two-factor authentication, etc. It happened to me, it's happened to many others, and it will continue to happen unless fundamental changes are made. In addition to the people at Sony that have been so helpful, I want to thank people in my community with IT InfoSec backgrounds who have stepped up in major ways, all without being asked. We've learned an enormous amount about the who, what, where, why, and so on, all because of these people volunteering their time and effort. I'm actually pleasantly shocked how good these folks are. We have been and will continue to be passing along everything we've learned and continue to learn to Sony in hopes that we can be useful in solving this major problem for the entirety of the PlayStation community. Ultimately, I have two goals: to help convince Sony that they need to make serious immediate efforts to secure people's accounts on PSN. We are in this stage right now, he's saying. And two, to help reunify people with their stolen accounts. This is a big one. And my heart is so heavy for people who have lost access, sometimes for months and even years, though no fault of their own and with seemingly no recourse for them. It's simply not fair. Yeah, that's scumbag behavior. More on the show. In the meantime, be well. Come on, Sony. You definitely got to do something about this. And then he had an update right here. As promised, this week's episode of Sacred Symbols, a PlayStation podcast, is live for all on YouTube and podcast services. Please consider helping us convince Sony to fix this insane security issue. Kindly ask your favorite podcasters, streamers, and media types to cover this. And here's the link right here. They disguise it, hypnotize it right here. The post. And then he says, oh, one other thing. If you have a show of some note, a podcast, a stream, YouTube, I'm very willing to come on and talk about this situation at length. I know I don't do many guest appearances, but for this, I absolutely will. This has to change. Have a great weekend. Props to him for doing that, because it's like, this is the type of stuff that needs to happen, because he's fighting for people's security. Whereas Sony should automatically be on a high throne with that, considering your position in the gaming industry. You know what I mean? You can't be letting this type of stuff happen. So I want you guys to let me know what you think about this. This is definitely insane that it's still kind of going on and it's kind of going this far. This guy says, hi there, Colin. Glad to hear you got your account back. That being said, I was very surprised to see this when I woke up this morning. Created this group, changed the group name, message deleted by PlayStation Safety, left. Interesting stuff. SIE can easily hire a security firm to access and evaluate security and account recovery procedure, and quickly implement new support flows, self-support options, and recovery options for users. This shouldn't take months or years to accomplish. These steps needed to happen last year. I hope Sony is swift and they don't wait it out and hope this gets forgotten or people move on from it. They haven't made any public statements. It gives me the impression they don't have the appetite to address this. I don't know about that. They got you again. Thank you, Colin, for allowing me to hack your account. You should have thought about your phone number and getting protection on it, as swapping your SIM was nothing. Don't forget, I am John from PlayStation Support, and due to security reasons, I won't be able to assist you with this account. The case number is 52678-122. Man, look, I'm telling you guys, don't do PSN app on your phone. That's a problem. Somebody could mimic log that in with bot spamming if you don't have the right protection. You have to be careful with that. If there's some app running in your background, you got to check your app processes. If you're on an iPhone, that's hard. But if you're on like a Android, which is open source, Hey, they can install unknown apps, do all sorts of stuff. You got to be careful with that type of stuff. So I want you guys to let me know what you think about this. I don't know about those posts down there. I think he would probably say something. Let me see something. What the hell? If that would have happened again, that's crazy. Okay, there goes Push Square doing that. I don't think he said anything, so we're going to see what happens. Maybe there's somebody doing something else. But let me know if you guys are dealing with any situations down low in the comments. As usual, I'm trying to help out with this as well. I recommend getting yourself encrypted with a VPN and with an antivirus like, Malwarebytes or Bitdefender, which I think is the best. Or if you have enterprise or cloud, like, Cloudflare or something like that, or Akamai, then yeah, you're pretty good. But even then, you still got to be careful and use thumbprints. Passkey is the best security. All right, y'all. Peace out. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. As usual, like I said, become a member if you want. Leave a tip down below. Thanks for all the support. Later. Trying to help out here.